When nothing else works, just your own face.
You'll be able to pursue them with a...
With a what?
With a question.
Pursue time.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? Oh, what the? On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package, wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. Oh boy. To be continued right now!
Yes!
Yay!
Fair enough.
2nd November, 1:14 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicial Court for number 2. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom? A judicial assistant, and a woman, no less. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify.
Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to defense.
You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded. 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency!
I am most grateful.
Why is it that you're just such a pig like me?
Who exactly are you?
I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now.
What is it? A report about something, written in English.
Giselle Sprecht's research.
The Englishwoman's?
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed his paper. Or this paper.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes, that's right, Miss Brett. Yeah, he was the one who did this thing. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case?
I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself.
Oh, no, of course not.
Special characteristics of curare and its effects
Curare?
and its effects on human subjects. Interesting.
Curare? What's that? I've never heard that word before.
Time's up! The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail. But I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it.
This is wonderful. Thank you.
Well, then I guess we just gotta examine that one.
Yeah.
Bye then, and good luck.
Thank you. I will be looking. Alright, a poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Yes, okay. Effects instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. The route of entry. The above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation. I sneezed. Thank you, Susato. Goodbye.
Well, she just disappeared. You have had long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guests any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Uematsuki, we're out of options here.
This really is our very last chance.
Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence!
That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett,
Yes, Your Excellency.
if you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have plenty of time later.
Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order.
Ah.
I've said many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, dear lady. So, Counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention?
My badge! I just feel it in my DNA, this urge to present it.
Well, I wonder if it's generational.
Yes! Miss Giselle Brett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yuma University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What? Poison? Where are you going with this, Counsel?
A toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
What complete and utter nonsense! Curare, what you say? I never even heard of it!
You wouldn't have done.
What do you mean? I mean that you wouldn't have heard of curare before, for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country.
It doesn't exist. Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison!
What? Order! 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 Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist?
According to this report, authored by the visiting research student from England,
Her handwriting is impeccable.
curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists. To lace their arrows? The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle.
Oh, interesting.
And it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that sum it up? And doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett? Objection! Trumpery! These aspersions are utter trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed.
That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain.
According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? Poison impression. It's the very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress. It's evidence that karate was used.
Explain yourself, Counsel.
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all.
How terrible!
Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed.
But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail.
Respiration?
In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. That's hideous! To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell.
Thank you for that.
Jeez. That is the true nature of this deadly karate poison.
And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection!
Objection! This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense.
If I may.
All these facts! You think you're so clever, but you must be taught to...
Shut up! It is you who must be taught.
Of course.
So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it?
What?
You steal another's honest hard work, and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act.
Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual.
Whatever do you mean?
Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime. That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
Objection! Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules!
What's so funny?
Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett?
May I borrow that bottle for a moment?
Is she gonna drink it and commit suicide?
Well, yes, I don't see why not.
Here you are.
Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys.
She's gonna drink it and it's not gonna kill her. Island boys!
Sorry.
Don't get too big for you.
Island boys. Sorry.
An Englishwoman such as myself whole affair is a farcical comedy.
Farcical, I think.
Farcical comedy.
You're from an island yourself, island girl.
Your little police games and these foolish court romantics. It's laughable, really. I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers!
Okay, I don't know if she's gonna live or not. Wait! What are you doing?
No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair.
Huh.
Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned.
So, no curare. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying?
You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, Wager. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett.
Should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Yes, dear lady, we are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle.
Well, then maybe it was in the glass.
Yes. I
Or-
started to wonder if it was really her glass she took with her in the purse.
I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, she took the one with the boy. That could be.
So how did she? How did she smell the whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it.
Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London.
There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Come on, Ryunosuke. We have the clues now. That bottle of water. Let me just see. Yes, we have that picture.
Yes, we have the picture.
That's probably what we're gonna have to present.
I would, could you examine the research again? Just read through it again.
Poison at hundreds of it's paralysis. Yeah, through a wound. Yeah, drinking it is not. Yeah. So we'd have to enter through the burn.
That won't actually be the.
Enter
I think
through.
we've forgotten something from last week.
Enter through the burn or the bullet hole, or no. Yes, he went to the dentist.
Jeez.
He had an open wound in his mouth. Yes. There we have it. Right. That bottle of water contains poison. The culprit did put Kurara poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position.
You serious?
Objection!
Objection! Fool, are you blind? There is no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw.
Miss Brett drinking the water from it?
That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think.
And I believe that complication can be explained.
How exactly?
I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be.
Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed?
Yes, the report.
Yes!
Yes! The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Objection!
Objection! That's not a valid explanation.
Shut the fuck up!
How rude!
No?
After all, we don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency.
Just because you're a fucking racist, I can speak English. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest, I'm just reading Susato-san's notes.
I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle?
Just make sure. Special characteristics.
Yeah.
We've been hearing a lot about this curare poison. And it's left me curious about something.
Oh, counsel?
Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years. To lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting.
So we've been led to believe, yes.
And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please.
But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey that the hunters were going to eat?
Yes, good point.
So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison.
Good gracious, counsel. Now that would be madness.
But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense.
Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew curare's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself.
You meddling little
Oh,
rapscallion.
the swan is alive.
Well, Suki, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be.
Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection!
Objection! Oh, all this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how to possibly...
No. So, the elder little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts you read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly.
What are you trying to say?
schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw.
Schoolboyish?
Flaw?
It's even your brain has managed to deduce curare is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus.
Oh, yes. Well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they?
So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he?
Oh!
That's right! Good gracious!
Basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no?
Order! Order in court! Order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they will be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest?
Yes, this curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial.
That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that.
What is this welling up inside me? I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey!
Wow.
Huh! Objection!
What?
I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett!
How dare you use that tone with me?
You know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the poison, you are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead.
Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence, as we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the curare?
Because he went to the dentist. Take that! As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners.
A fatal difference?
The toxic effects of curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water?
Inside?
Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example.
Oh!
Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day.
So that's it. You use that knowledge to orchestrate this.
Is she laughing?
I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are also puerile.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough.
Huh?
What?
You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it.
No!
I mean, it could just slip. Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed.
No! What just happened?
It's the English. She just smashed that bottle.
And in the Supreme Court, what a terrible blunder.
Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible at once.
You're wasting your time. The delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it.
How could you? You won't get away with this!
You can thump that bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in that bottle, or not.
You.
And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Of course, of course. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady.
That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
Objection! No, you killed the victim that day using curare. And then, in order to frame Ryonosuke Naruto for the crime, you waited until he picked out the pistol you arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryonosuke Naruto.
This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now... Is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene.
Ryonosuke,
Yes?
we've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it.
What? What do you mean?
We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now...
We're accusing Naruto now.
Yeah.
They must be in your head.
In my...
In your head.
In my head?
Head.
You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend upon.
Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head.
So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell.
But what I saw, what I felt, every color. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head, could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Every breath you take. Well, I guess if I choose there's nothing, then that's the end.
We're done.
I give up.
No, I guess I just didn't have.
I guess
I really did.
I guess I did shoot him. There's a clue. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue.
You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Inosuke? Don't you, Inosuke? Come on, then. Let's wipe the smug smile off that Englishman's face with some evidence.
All right, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... like, right? It's gotta be.
I mean,
This seems to be the one thing that stood out.
Yeah, the one thing that appeared when the color came into the picture.
Yeah.
Take that! Huh! Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this! Yes, what is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Objection!
Objection! Wait a minute. Where are you going with this?
up. Where are you going with this, little boy?
It's just a memory that's been troubling me.
What memory?
I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day.
So amazing.
And
that
even
you could see.
and even though photographs is amazing, they sadly don't have color. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a splattering of blood.
What?
Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor.
No, that can't be the case. What? Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Ah!
Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Just sail brats.
I beg your pardon?
Objection!
Objection! This is beyond ridiculous, fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it! This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... He's the one who said hold it. Hold it, maybe, I don't know. Yes, I took the plate. In the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it.
You did what?
I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on this Brett's plate. We must examine it now.
Inspector, the court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately.
Yes, sir. Okay, yes. Okay, I'll save again. And again. You can never save too much. And again.
First, we save this game. Then, we save the world!
Fair enough.
If the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, we would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the others dying as... He would have been squirming and writhing in pain.
If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be infected in the same way.
Infected.
They would be affected in the same way.
Hey, Morky boy. We're at the big finale. We figured out how the man died. Yes, he died by death.
Yes, he died by death.
Miss Breath.
I have bad breath. Because I just drank poison.
Well, I realize your name might actually just mean Jezebel.
Yeah, that's the pun, I think. Yeah. I think she probably has more bad breath for drinking stale carbonated French water.
They must be in your head.
In my head.
In your head.
In my head.
Head.
Evidence and clues. Evidence and clues. The one thing that appeared when the color came into the picture.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it's so obvious. I'm like, huh? Maybe it's not.
It's the one thing we can't see in a black and white photo, apparently.
There is PTSD from previous games where it's like, this is the obvious one, and then it was actually not the one. So we're just sitting here like...
Ganondorf? Mean Garfield? What? Is he here? Ganondorf is the murderer.